Alright guys, so welcome to the Monday discussion video. If you haven't done it already, make sure you subscribe down below. Monday is always our discussion, and today we're going to talk about how being an automotive technician affects you as a car enthusiast. More often than not, the most common thing that I hear is, oh, because I work on cars every day, I don't like doing it in my own time anymore. It ruined my passion for cars. Is that true? Now, what I'm talking about today is really just going to be my opinion and kind of my take on that subject. And for me, I think the two things are kind of separated. So I'm going to say yes and no. So first and foremost, all of us, you're probably here because you're a car guy. You love working on cars. You love driving cars. There's so many different things you can do in the car community but the single reason that brought you to this video, to this channel, is cars, ultimately, in some form or fashion. So I've said it before, I've always been into cars. You know, some people collect stamps, and that's great. I think it's boring. But some people collect stamps, some people collect baseball cards, some people like hiking, some people like cars, and that's why we're here. So here we are. To me, I always love cars. Like I said in the 3000 GT video, my parents used to just get annoyed as could be with me because we'd be driving around, I'd be a kid, and I'd point out all the cars as we were driving down the road. And more often than not, my dad would ask me, do you want to talk about something else besides cars? And the answer was, no, not really. Anyway, so I've been obsessed with cars for a long time. I was getting a business degree, hated it, didn't like it, was always reading and watching and doing stuff with cars anyway. So that's kind of what got me into it. But I think car enthusiasts and automotive technicians, I don't think it could be any farther apart. For one, when you're an enthusiast, you're more than likely modifying cars, and you're into cars not necessarily because you know a lot about repair. Some people do. Some people are technicians and are also into the enthusiast community. I also know a lot of technicians that are damn good technicians, but don't do anything with cars outside of work, which to me is weird. But I do think that the two things are very different. So, does it ruin my passion for cars? No, I don't think so at all. It depends on what I'm doing though. If I'm helping my friends or family with automotive repairs, per se, then kind of. After I do that all week, I really don't want to do it anymore. And I think a large part of that is you get spoiled working in a shop. You have all the good resources. You have a lift. You have drain buckets. You have scan tools. So when you go back to doing it in your driveway, which is more than likely how most of us started, it kind of sucks. Your back gets sore, you can't get the car at the right height. It's just you've been spoiled, so it's kind of a pain, and things take 10 times as long. When you work in a shop, when you work on flat rate, you're used to just go, go, go. You get it done as fast as you can, and usually you have the resources to do that effectively. In the car community, you're doing things kind of more at your leisure. I mean, there are stressful things. You're at a race event and your car breaks, or a drift event, or whatever the case may be, but it's not exactly the same. The second thing is expression. When you are working on cars as an enthusiast, you could be doing anything. You could be stancing your car, you could be working on how it looks, you could be working on making it faster. There's a whole realm of creativity there that you don't get in automotive repair. I got into automotive repair because, like I said, I had to think of something to do, and I had to do something with my life, obviously, just like every one of you, and it's work, right? So to a degree, I knew it wasn't going to be as fun as cars as a hobby, but growing up, I was always fascinated by technicians that were really good at their job, and I always wanted to know more about cars. Now, you do stuff at the shop, and it's all by the book. You're not tuning or modifying things. You're repairing them so they work the way that they worked when they were new, right? Get the person back on the road, you're on to the next one. I do enjoy learning, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not easy to get into the automotive industry. It's a lot of work. You learn every single day. You struggle a lot. I still struggle a lot, and I'll be the first to admit that. Stuff breaks, I make mistakes, whatever, but ultimately I'm learning, and I enjoy the challenge, I really do. And my passion is cars, so I love learning more about cars, even if it's not in that enthusiast realm, maybe right at that moment. I love going home and researching about projects, ideas that I have. I still have a Mazda pickup that I'd love to get turboed one day, and I kind of have a whole plan for that. I have the Fox body, of course, you guys all know that. I have the 4x4. I worked on that Triumph last summer, and there's just so many different things you can do in the car community as an enthusiast that, for me, I really don't think that working on cars as my profession really affects that too adversely. Like I said, you can do whatever you want. When I did the bumper for the Prius, for example, that was more auto body, and that's something that I have to research myself to kind of get going on it. to kind of know what I'm doing, and that's something I've just learned on my own, and it's not what I do every day, so I like it. And to me, there's something about making something look a lot better than it was before, same as making something faster than it was before, or sound better than it did before, whatever that may be. Being an enthusiast really gets your creativity out there, and I don't care what anybody says. If I'm sick of working on cars for the day, back when I had my Mustang, it's right over here, right there, see it? Back when I had that car, I was just starting out in the shop, and if I was sick of cars for the day, I still love getting in my car and just going for a drive. It's just something as car people we like to do. It relaxes us, it's our hobby, whatever. So I don't really think in that sense that it's ruined it for me. And I also think, you know, I get sick of cars, but I get sick of automotive repair. I don't necessarily get sick of cars in general. When I can think of cars outside of work, at work, they're machines to get people from point A to point B, and I'm supposed to get it done as efficiently, as fast as possible, and make sure that customer's satisfied. When I think of cars outside of work, I'm thinking, how do I learn more about how this turbo works, or how this supercharger works, or wet nitrous versus dry nitrous, or how do I paint this and make it look better? All those things come into my brain, right? It's a completely different realm of cars. It's still cars, but it's completely different. And you guys, if I'm not at the shop or doing something like this, which is car related, obviously, this is an automotive channel, I'm reading about cars, I'm watching other YouTube videos about cars. It's just not something that I get sick of personally. Would I want to work on customizing cars for a full-time job? I don't know. I really don't, because I don't want it to take away from me doing that stuff to my own cars. I like getting creative. I like having goals. I want to see the Fox body just be an immaculate machine that sounds like a popcorn machine as it's rolling down the road. I want that VR4. I want that Shelby. And those things, to me, are more, there's more personality there. It just, working on cars every day kind of just fuels my fire. I feel like the more I can learn, the more money I can make, the more efficient I can be at my own stuff, and it just kind of snowballs. If anything, I think it makes it more fun for me to work on the enthusiast side of things and go to car shows and stuff like that, because the normal day-to-day stuff as a technician can get kind of boring sometimes. It keeps me thinking, I like learning, all of that good stuff. I feel a sense of accomplishment when I can fix something, but I think really it kind of fuels my fire, because at the end of the day, I want to do something fun. And there's just something that if you're a car enthusiast, you get it. You know exactly what I'm talking about. There's just kind of an aura around it, and you can't ever get enough of it. So if you're out at a car show having fun with your friends, you're working in your own garage at your own leisure on your dream car, or a car you've always wanted to build, or you just get that fresh coat of paint on and now it looks like you've dreamed about it for years, I don't think that ever gets old. What do you think? If you work in a shop, how does it affect your position as a car enthusiast? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, we're trying to reach a goal of 500 subscribers, guys. We're growing slowly but surely, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. So if you haven't already, smash that bell button, hit subscribe so you know every time we upload. We're getting to 500, then we're giving you guys another tool. So we upload every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. Shift, rent, repeat. Thanks for watching this Monday discussion video, guys. I'll see you next time.